So Tinder did it. What did we say our tagline was gonna be? Well, one swipe changed the rest of our lives.
Yeah. It's like changed our lives.
But one swipe changed our lives. That is the truest statement of the century. All right, so another 30-minute episode coming right at you. First things first, we want to say thank you to everybody that's been tuning in, everybody that's been watching and listening and stuff. To the last episode, we got a whole lot of engagement, and it was like kind of surprising. Like,
no,
not
we have
really.
a support system.
Yeah.
Did you
Good
for our Facebook?
Yeah, I mean all the comments are go Steelers, whatever. I'm not gonna entertain that. I'm not gonna entertain that with a response.
We're gonna have a great season this year.
I'm not gonna entertain.
We're gonna put that in the universe.
Response, shift. Whatever.
You know, so
I'm not gonna entertain that with a response. Okay.
Now we're gonna put that in the atmosphere. We're gonna have a great season this year.
You know what? I hope y'all do have a great season.
And then come Christmas Eve, you know we're gonna have a great gift of whooping the Falcons.
That's not Christmas. Is it Christmas Eve?
It's Christmas Eve.
We whooping y'all ass on Christmas Eve?
Why y'all win?
Crazy. I guess we're gonna whoop y'all ass on Christmas Eve. That's what's up.
With the thought of candy canes and beating the Steelers dancing in their heads, right?
Look, this is gonna determine your Christmas gift. So this is gonna determine how. Yeah, this is gonna determine your Christmas gift, son. I'm gonna need you to get it together. We not.
I'm supposed to be a traitor if I want to give.
Look, I'm just saying, all the shit talking needs to go out the window around that time.
No, if we win, you know you're not gonna not hear my mouth.
I'm not gonna not hear your mouth
at all. I already got our son a shirt. It's time to get the baby a onesie.
No, she's not getting one.
She's getting a onesie.
I forbid.
It's a bow.
I forbade it. I forbade it. It's not happening. Not my daughter. You're not gonna take my daughter like that. Nope.
It's not taking her.
It shall not. It shan't happen. It shan't happen. Shan't. Yeah, that's right. I use shan't. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another episode. And this episode, as you can see from the title, is called The Proposal. Our proposal story is interesting to say the least.
Funny.
So let's go back. So we talked about last episode how we met, and our first.
To answer your question, Chef, you can find it on Carter's. You can find a baby Steeler onesie on Carter's. I've been looking.
Let me tell you something. I'm not gonna dig deep into that.
Her birthday is December 22nd.
I'm not gonna get into it. Anyway, so we talked about last episode how we met, and how that crazy story went. What's going on, Sunshine? How that story went, how we met, and how we got our first little spat because I was being immature. So let's fast forward. What is this? 5 months?
6 months. We were together 6 months, and then you proposed.
Yeah. So let's fast forward. Let's fast forward 4 months, because what was happening was I was transferring. Which live you supposed to watch? It don't matter. Just watch a live as long as you're watching Sunshine. But so once what was happening was I was transferring. I was getting orders to my new command, and anybody who's been in the military knows that whole time is kind of up in the air. There's a lot of unknowns, and it's really up to the detailer to decide where you going.
You didn't specify that to me at all.
Yeah, I didn't make it clear what the stipulations were about transferring. You just took
home and said, "Oh, baby, it's time for me to transfer to a new station." I'm thinking, okay, I'll move with you. It's cool. You're like, I'm thinking Florida, maybe Key West.
Yeah, I was so initially I was like, I want to go to Florida, but in the back of my mind, I always wanted to go to Cali.
No. Then you came home and you said Spain.
Yeah, because I saw the orders that came out, and there was an option for Rota, Spain. Now, me, I've always wanted to travel the globe. And so I was like, hell yeah, that's a bet, right? But then, of course, I got to think about I got my lady now.
Yeah, I
I'm
definitely
dating
told you.
someone.
I was like, you can go.
Yeah,
I don't have to go.
yeah. So what ended up happening was I told the detail I wanted to go to Spain, and then I came and told her, "Hey, I think I might be going to Spain," right? And then it was a conversation of, all right, so
You're convincing me. You're trying to convince me to go with you.
Yeah,
I don't want to be without you. I don't want to go without you.
yeah.
I'm saying you can go without me. It's okay. You can go without me.
But I wasn't doing that long distance shit. I had done it before. Wasn't about to do it again.
You started a thug cry.
Nah, what? We ain't got to put all that out there.
You did. It's okay.
That wasn't necessary to tell.
It's all right because I told you I like when you express your emotions like
but
that.
But it wasn't necessary.
Show me that you're human.
No, we don't have to put that.
You don't nobody know you talking.
We don't need nobody to know that. That's not necessary. Hey, for my fellas, I suck that shit right back up. You crying? You know what? No, sunshine. It was because
you didn't want to leave me.
First of all, my dog had been shaking, so we had 2 dogs at the time. My dog had been doing that look, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't had a bath for a minute, so shit was up in the air, particles and shit flying and everything. And shit had got it in my eye, but I had been holding it for a minute.
Okay.
And then
that was dust.
She talking about you probably ugly cry when you cry. Nah, hell no, I ain't no ugly crier. I'm playing when I you know what? I ain't even talking about crying. Moving on. So yeah.
You came back home and then you were like, okay, so I don't have the qualifications for Spain, so we can't go to Spain.
No.
But Cali.
So what the detailer said, I ain't crying, you crying. Fact. So what happened was detailer came back because I had selected Spain only. And then it was probably like 2-3 days later, she actually called me. I'll never forget, Master C. Beldo. She called me and was like, hey, AC2.
We were in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, we were in Virginia Beach. I was in Norfolk. I was stationed in Norfolk. And she was like, hey, AC2. So you probably won't be able to go to Spain. I was like, right? She's like, yeah, they need a specific NEC and you don't have it yet. I was like, but ain't that what training is for? You know what I mean? She was like, yeah, but you don't even have your pins or anything like that. You don't have any of your warfare pins. So it would be a better career move if you go to a ship again. And I just left the ship, but it was a pre-com, so we couldn't get all of our stuff yet. So that's why I didn't have all of my pins. So I was on Gerald R. I commissioned Gerald R. And so, but when I commissioned it, I wasn't anyway, didn't get my pins. So they could have sent you to school en route. That's what I said. But of course, me being a junior AC2, I had just made AC2. So I wasn't that deep into, you know what I mean? I wasn't that experienced or the know-how of how shit works yet. So I was like, well, I can go to school. It's just like, yeah, but that's extra money and da-da-da-da-da.
Our kids would have been born in Spain.
Oh, for sure. For sure. For sure they would. And I'd have still been over there. So basically you was fooling around, didn't get your pins. No, so Sunshine, the way you've been on a pre-com. So the warfare program wasn't up yet. So that's why I didn't get my shit. When they commissioned it, they had started a warfare program, but I was leaving. I was like, well, fuck it. I'm not about to get my shit and be stressing about a board, and I'm leaving in a week. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't get yes, and we got pins. I know, but our program wasn't up yet. When it was up, I was leaving. All right, anyway. So anyway.
He said California.
Yeah, so she had told me you can go back to a ship. She never explicitly said you're not going to Spain. She said I would advise against it, and it would be a better career move. You know, the hustler shit, right? I love Master Builder, don't get me wrong, but she hustled me a little bit. So, and I knew I did not want to go back to a ship, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go do my time. She was like, you go to the ship, you'll catch a quick deployment, you get all your pins, you'll leave the ship probably as a first class, maybe going into, well, probably not going into chief, but be a first class, season first class, and then you come back to shore with all 3 warfare pins, plenty of qualifications, all radar calls already, and you'll be good for the rest of your career. You'll never have to go back to the ship. So I was like, all right, cool. And it was in San Diego. I was like, all right, Cali, bet. Come home.
Tell me Cali, nah.
Yeah.
I say, that's not what you said at first. You said, and I quote, Key West.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Key West.
Yeah.
Cali is all the way across the country, and I've never left my family. Mind you, this is my first time living with a guy.
With anybody.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Then you want me to move to San Diego?
Yeah.
So I was like, as before, I was like, you can go if you want. You can go without me. We try this long distance thing, you know? Knowing in the back of my head.
She was trying to leave me.
It was not gonna work.
She was trying to leave me.
I was trying to break it off just ever so easily.
Yeah, she was trying to break it off without saying it's done, it's over.
You were like, nah, no. And I told you, I was like, okay, ultimatum. I'm not going to across the country as a girlfriend. My family would kill me if I do.
So all those who don't believe that ultimatums work,
they do.
I'm here to tell you, it worked on me.
They do.
So I will say it only works if you are
willing to make that jump,
willing to take the chance, and you're actually like, it only works if the dude is actually in love with you. If he ain't feeling you like that, you can like, oh fuck it, I ain't gonna do this shit. You know what I mean? So that ultimatum, John, it can work. It worked on me because I wasn't letting this woman go. Period. I wasn't and not on no hostage shit, but like on some, I'm head over heels in love with this woman. I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure that we're still together. So made a pimp decision.
So fast forward 2 months from then.
So
we had gotten a new dog by then.
Yep.
And he was a puppy, but he was a big puppy.
That motherfucker was huge.
He was an Anatolian Shepherd. And he wasn't potty trained. So
at all. Oh, I couldn't stand that shit.
He had peed and pooped on the carpet, and I was like, oh, let me go clean it up. Because he quote unquote, it was supposed to be my dog, but I didn't get to choose the dog.
Hey, excuse me, we're doing a podcast over here.
He was supposed to be my dog, but I didn't get to choose what dog I got. No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't. We walked around the dog place, and you said, "Oh, look at him! He looks so calm and cool." And I literally walked past him. And you were like, "No, let's get him." And you got him.
We looked at the black one first.
Yes,
it was a Yorkshire.
Sharpei, I think.
No. It was a York. No, it wasn't Yorkshire. It was one of them, them dogs with the British dog with the square body and small, and it's got the little, you know what I'm talking about.
Look like an old man.
Yeah. It was one of them. But he was jumping off the walls. Like he was everywhere. This motherfucker wild.
No, it said he eats shoes. And that's not bad. That's not bad. Compared to what Prince did, not bad.
Hold up. She say it ain't bad. But when my dog King,
he bit up a pair of Uggs that he has never done that before.
Is that not shoes?
Never went for my Uggs.
Is that not shoes? Is that not shoes? She literally has not. King has not recovered from that.
No, I would never forgive you for that.
He has not recovered.
At our old place, I always put my Uggs at the door. I always took my shoes off at the door, and he would run around the house. He would never go and eat up my shoes.
Facts.
I get pregnant. I put my shoes at the door. Now all of a sudden he want to eat up my shoes.
Hey.
And they were folded over, so when he bit a hole in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're not recovering from that.
Yeah,
you lucky you weren't in the pound
at all. She wasn't fucking with him at all. So it was one of those things where She say she did. She say she was cool with it. She wasn't cool with it.
Oh,
So
of course not.
anyway, fast forward. Prince, his name was Prince. So I had King and Prince, right? Prince was the puppy, but he was big as shit, and he was pissing and pooping on the floor. Amber went to go clean it up. My daughter just over here having ball. She went to go clean it up, and I was like, you know what?
No, first he peed, and then I went to go clean it up, and I was done cleaning it up.
Excuse me.
Or no, he had. I'm sorry, it's Swift. He
pooped.
I cleaned it up, and then you blocked me from coming in the room.
Yeah, so I like when she was on her way back, I was on one knee. The crazy thing was, this was not at all romantic at all. Like when we tell the story, it doesn't look romantic. She wants to be heard. It was not at all romantic. But I was just like, I before I lose all of my nerve, let me go and do this. And so pick her up. Cause she's not gonna hush. Anyway, so I said before I lose all of my nerve, I'm gonna go ahead and do it right here. And I got on one knee as she was coming back in. And I was saying my little spiel, you know.
Do you remember what you said?
Not exactly, because I kind of was
winging
shit
it.
was fading, and you know, it was a lot of adrenaline, and you know, shit was kind of foggy. But I do remember my shit getting interrupted by my fucking dog.
Oh yeah,
pissing on the carpet,
and I was like, oh wait,
in the middle of my proposal.
Like, wait, hold that thought. And I went to go clean it up.
What up, guys?
When I turned around, you were on your knee again.
I had to start all over.
You was like, you know, I'm not gonna go through this whole spiel again. Will you marry me?
Period.
Let me go ahead and say this before you do something else.
Yeah. Yo, I like probably goes down as the worst proposal in history. Like, no romantic setting. I ain't had candles lit. I didn't have
the ring either.
I didn't have a ring either. Because the nigga was broke. I just made second class. And the pay wasn't hitting like that. I didn't have no BH. Y'all remember my rent was $1,004. So I didn't have it. I didn't have it. You know, they say your shit. You know what, guy? I don't appreciate the judgment. I don't appreciate the judgment, guy. But you know how they say you're supposed to save up 3 months rent for 3 months of checks for not like something you do. 3 months of rent for the ring.
Nah,
I ain't had it.
You got it on Etsy.
Yeah.
And you did like a unique ring. It was a black band,
custom made,
and the wedding band was like black band with a wood accent.
It had a wood inlay.
Yeah.
It had crystals as diamonds around the perimeter. Hers, so I got her an actual, like, it was a black band with a diamond on top.
Was it a diamond? Or was it a crystal?
That was probably a crystal too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I ain't gonna count. I think that was crystal. Because it was on the lower end of the high end budget. You know what I mean? Because the dude, and I actually know him personally.
It made up for it that it was unique.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody kept saying that when I was working at Best Buy. Oh, it's so unique. And one person even said, "Oh, my wife would kill me if I came to her with a black wedding band with a wood accent."
Fuck, she loved it. Was getting compliments all the time on that ring, right? Yeah. So it was custom, right? Which made up for the non three months of checks or whatever. So anyway, so that was my proposal, and then after that, I had to go to C school en route any fucking way. So all of the rigmarole I went through, so I didn't go to Rhoda, I had to do anyway to go to the fucking bus. I digress.
And it what holiday was it?
Was it Memorial Day?
Labor Day? Labor Day.
It was Labor Day because it was
Labor
it was September 1st.
You came home on September 1st, and then that's
no,
what we got.
It wasn't a holiday. We got off early because it was a hurricane warning in Pensacola. So we left like that Thursday. And it was like 3 of us in my C-school class. They was like, hey, I'm going up to Atlanta. I was like, shit, take me all the way to Virginia. Fuck it. Because one dude was going to Virginia. One dude was stopping in Atlanta. Or it was one dude he was going to Norfolk. I was going to Virginia Beach. And then another dude was stopping in Atlanta. So we dropped the dude off in Atlanta. Other dude was going to Virginia, to Norfolk. I was like, take me down to Virginia Beach and we good. Right? He dropped me off in Virginia Beach. And I was like, you want to get married tomorrow? I showed up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
You let me know on ahead of time because I had got our marriage license.
That's right.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Everything ready. All we had to do was just go to the courthouse. Yeah,
go to the courthouse. I had showed up like 3 o'clock in the morning when we got there. And fucking the very next day, we went to the courthouse, September 1st, 2017. Yep. We went to the fucking courthouse. Got married. That motherfucker, when I tell you that officiant was saying some shit, motherfucker had bars, okay? He was spitting some super hot fire as our fucking...
You teared up too a little bit, huh?
No, I didn't. Why you keep saying I'm crying?
It's okay.
I did not cry.
It's okay.
I did not cry. I did not cry at our wedding.
Okay. All right. It's okay. There's at least one woman that brings out emotions in a man.
Why she lying on me like this? Now the first time, okay, I did drop a third. I said I was stopping myself from tearing up because what he was saying was so powerful.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember exactly. I wish I could. God, I wish you had it on video because he was. It was the most beautiful shit.
It was.
And I was like, damn, this is good. I wish I would have came up with this shit myself. Well, we didn't have our own vows written or nothing like that. We just
say what he said.
Listen to what he said. Yeah, and
sign our papers.
That was that. Then took a picture like this.
Went straight to get your military ID.
Yep, and got her military ID. Yep. And what's funny is we just saw that movie on Netflix. What's it called? Purple Heart. Mm-hmm. We just saw that, and if you haven't seen it, it just came out. I would go check it out. For military people, it's comical at first because you're like, oh, they doing the... Anyway, go see it. But that style of wedding is basically what we had. But obviously ours was real. Ours was real.
Theirs was real too?
It was real, but it wasn't real until after the wedding. It
started off on fake basis, but I mean...
It wasn't real till after. Anyway, but yeah, so that whole time frame was like kind of crazy because I proposed, left, came back for a weekend, got married, left again, and then she flew to me. Yeah,
I came to visit you after my birthday.
Yeah,
and that was my first flight. And then we came back, packed up our apartment, moved to California.
No, they packed. We had movers. I think it was convicts, but it's okay. They had packed our shit up so meticulously. It was perfect.
Because I had already packed up the stuff. They just repacked it.
They packed up everything else.
They repacked it.
Okay.
Okay. I came home, and whenever I would come home from work, I would pack. So they repacked my stuff. They even said, they were like, oh, you packed. Okay, you did most of our job for us. Yeah.
Yeah. And that shit was bomb too. But anyway, so they packed all our stuff up, and we drove all the way to San Diego. But we stopped
because you love to drive just to get more money.
Yeah, for real. Y'all know that little travel pay shit was. We was healthy, so we stopped in Georgia because we had to go back up to Virginia to get all our shit moved. Came back down to Atlanta to visit my mom. Then we went to Dallas first.
Yeah.
Then we stopped in El Paso. And the night we got to El Paso, we were actually supposed to go straight to Vegas, but we didn't. And that night was the night that the Vegas shooting happened. And we were like, yo, that's wild. Like it was crazy. And we was getting our phones was blowing up and shit. Everybody was trying to check on us, make sure we wasn't there. But we was in El Paso. And then after that, we got to Vegas, and it was like nobody was there, but we were there for like 6 days. Had a ball.
Yeah.
Had a ball.
And then we get to California, and we were waiting for our house.
Yep.
Because I guess we got there too early, or they weren't on there. They wasn't. Yeah. They weren't on their stuff. And turns out I always do this. I was pregnant
the whole time.
I didn't even realize it. I was just like, I think I'm late because it doesn't usually. I know it always comes on time. He was like, maybe it's just late.
Yeah. And what happened was because we were staying in a hotel for a couple of days, and my ship was in San Francisco.
We were staying in a hotel, but Prince had bit my ear.
And the day we got to San Diego, Prince bit her ear. We had to go to the emergency room at Balboa.
Split it open.
Best and worst day of my life. Because we were like, yes, the driving's done. We actually we took the dogs to a dog park.
Mm-hmm. We were going to let them run around until our house got done.
Yeah.
They're ready.
And then that fucking...
I was trying to let him jump out of his cage from the car. His dog knows how to do that.
Not him.
But the way he pushed off the board underneath, slid back, caught his foot, and he yeeped. And I was holding him, and his mouth went open and shut and ripped my earring out.
Yeah. And I fucking panicked. We've been married a whole month.
Yeah.
And now my wife got a ripped open ear.
And you know that in the medical military, they ask you them questions.
Are you being abused?
How did your ear get ripped open?
Yep.
My dog did it.
Is he hurting you?
Did your dog really do it? From a scale of 1 to 10, do you feel safe in your home?
It was really on it.
If you need help, blink twice.
Right? So, yeah, that was crazy. But next episode, we'll talk about how the pregnancy and our that whole time was.
And the deployment.
And then we'll get to the deployment episode 4. Episode 3, we gotta talk about the
pregnancy was deployment.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
the pregnancy was just the underway, and then he was born right before deployment.
We can mix that.
We can talk about we're gonna talk about the first year we was together. Next episode.
Oh yeah, that's the whole story. That's the whole juicy part.
And that shit ought to go for a fucking hour. We're gonna do 30 minutes. We're gonna keep the 30-minute platform because I think it works for us.
They do 40 because that one earns the extra 10 minutes. That's a juicy one.
That is a juicy one.
Year 1 was juicy.
That's fun.
Like popcorn. I need to not be driving while I'm watching this type juicy.
When y'all hear these stories, listen. Y'all gonna be like, how are y'all still together? How the fuck are y'all still together? Oh, it's
with 2 kids at that.
Right? And happy. Yeah. So don't judge us. All right. We are sharing our life story with you guys, the public, because it's actually a really good story and it probably could be a movie. But if you guys like this content, you guys like this type of episode, types of shows and stuff like that, please let us know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every platform that we're on, including IG, is Tinder did it. So yeah, if you guys want to follow us, like, comment, subscribe, share these videos. If you think we talked about something that was, similar to you, feel free to comment. What do you?
Spotify.
Oh,
Spotify.
I'm sort of fine. I'm like, what? Oh. Okay, James, we're considering it. We're considering it.
Like, damn it, I said it enough.
Right.
Let me break it down for you.
No, but if you guys like this type of content, man, like this type of stuff, comment, should we put it on Spotify under the Chambers? I know Chambers wants to put it on fucking Spotify, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't even think we said our names. I'm Rob.
We're the Roberts.
We're the Roberts family.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Jenaro. This is Tinder Did It, all right? We'll see y'all next time. Same time, same place. Saturdays at 1 p.m.